So today I'm going to walk you through some chi walking, literally, grounding techniques, and also some hip openers to help us walk with ease. Let's warm up the hips, do a few hip circles. One way, then the other. And we'll just tap in front and behind. You can hold on to something, of course, for balance, a stick or a chair. And the other leg. And I think we're ready to start with some chi walking. So the first kind of chi walking, pushing with the opposite hand to the foot, bringing the weight over that foot. This hand comes back for balance, and then you switch to the other foot and rotate the hands. So this represents the yang, the hand coming back is the yin, but they're in dynamic flow. And pay attention to both hands as they move in harmony. And just breathe spontaneously, slowly, and moving with grace and ease. Don't worry about trying to feel the energy. Just focus on your body movements and let the energy flow as it pleases. So as one hand pushes, the other hand pulls with a slight rotation in your body. So that's good for your spine. And you're building balance and stability as well, and coordination. So this is better to do when you've got a long way to walk, a nice stretch of grass or the sand. Same with the arms. You can either go straight and pull back, or you can go a little bit spirally. But keep it simple and not too exaggerated. Listen to how you feel and let the feeling guide the movement. Not too intellectual or thinking about it. And adapt to the different textures of the earth. Maybe there's a little bit going up and you need to change the angle. So another way of chi walking is with both hands, pressing down and then around, step and press, step and press. So as you bring the arms up, you step. So you're pressing down in front of you and stretching upwards, creating a opening effect. This helps with blood pressure because you're expanding capacity and then bringing it back to a balanced point because there's too much pressure going up. So we can try to relax it, and sometimes that does the trick through the grounding. But the other kind is where the blood pressure goes up, but even though you're grounding, you don't actually have control of this peak pressure. So you need to go beyond it and then push it down. And that's what this does really well. We're going down, lowering the blood pressure, then, then gathering all that energy and reducing the pressure again and grounding as we do it. So it's a really powerful exercise for blood pressure. So here's another key. Keep some of the weight on your back foot until this foot, your front foot, is fully on the ground. So we're actually going from heel toe as we step, and some of the weight is on the back foot until I've got all that foot down, and then I shift the weight onto it. Otherwise you feel like you're out of balance on that front foot or putting too much pressure on the heel. And the breathing with this one, of course, exhale down, inhale up. So a few things to remember when you get here. This is when the weight shifts onto that foot and you start to empty the back foot. We call it emptying. So the chi goes into the left leg or the front leg, and then you repeat on the other side, shifting the weight. As you shift the weight onto the front leg, you start to lift the back leg. Once your weight's on the foot, then you shift. Another way, this way is a bit more advanced, stepping into a lunge, pushing forward just like the other style where you're pushing one hand forward, the opposite to the leg. Now here's the trick, we turn the toe pointing out so that the inside of my leg is facing the front, and then I can step forward, push with the other hand. Toes facing forward, and then I turn the toe facing outward, shift the weight and push with the other hand. And repeat. Push forward, turn, forward, turn that leg out, push, even completely 90 degrees outwards, and then we are pushing one hand forward, spiraling the hand backwards. So we've got our first kind of walking, stepping a small step, pushing and pulling with the other hand, shifting the weight and then stepping with the other foot. And it's that balance between yin and yang, the external rotation and then the internal rotation. Then we've got our two hand version. Exhale and press down. Inhale, gather. Remembering to shift the weight fully onto that foot before you let go. And you can do this walking up and down for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, however you feel, even half an hour. And you can combine it with the grounding practice, absorbing the chi, releasing the chi. You can store your chi in the dantian, this area here, 2 finger widths under the belly button. This is where the energy builds and fuels our whole body.